Sunrise. The day begins at a resort in the Caribbean, and the dining room is filling up. Like most vacations, breakfast is the time to plan the day's activities. But here on Cayman Brac, the plan is already set.
3/4 of the world is encompassed with water, and because of that, I want to go see stuff underwater.
Scott Taylor is the co-owner of A1 Scuba in Denver.
Kim, do this.
He and his wife Lynn have been leading dive trips since purchasing A1 several decades ago. But a quick glance around, and one thing becomes obvious. These aren't your average scuba enthusiasts.
We've got a bunch of people who have physical disabilities who want to go scuba diving.
Greg had a traumatic brain injury.
Scuba diving is one thing I can do, and I'm on equal ground as everybody else.
All right, more, here we go.
Shannon has cerebral palsy.
I grew up snorkeling and loving the water and ocean.
And Chad had an accident that resulted in a spinal injury.
Scuba for me is endless new adventure. You know, it's I don't know what I'm gonna see until I get down.
Swim directly back into that reef.
As any traveler will tell you, journeys present obstacles.
That's true.
For people with disabilities, those impediments can be daunting.
I feel like it's obvious. You know, the challenges are physical barriers. The challenges are steps. The challenges are gaps between the dock and the boat.
Finding resorts that are wheelchair friendly or adaptive friendly, that's probably been the biggest challenge of all. And
you know, I really don't look at the physical challenges. I guess I just don't consider it a challenge. It's just something that needs to be overcome. We just tackle it and have fun.
Fun? That's the key. After all, why would anyone expend so much energy, money, time, and training if it wasn't fun?
It feels like I'm flying. Yeah, I'm not worried about gravity. It's completely liberating.
It's adventure, it's travel, it's meeting new people, and then when we get underwater, you never know what you're going to see. And it's just really a cool world.
I've seen a whole lot of turtles, probably the size of dinner plates. I've seen my fair share of octopi, lots of squid.
I love finding sea turtles. They're so relaxed and so calm, and that's kind of how I like to approach life, relaxed and calm.
And the enjoyment of diving isn't limited to the adaptive divers.
Yeah, we saw lots of things. We saw a lot of stingrays that were kind of buried in the sand. We did a night dive and saw octopus, and we saw lots of cool things down there and lots of little things. So we enjoyed every dive that we had together.
Like all divers, each adaptive diver must learn the process of diving so they're dive buddies, not just a passive observer.
Realized that my tank was loose, so I just pointed back there, and Greg noticed that right away. He came swooping down and loosened the strap, pushed the tank up, tightened it back down again, and came around and gave me the okay signal.
you have individuals who have a new body or a new brain based on their injury in a lot of cases, and their focus is on all the things they can't do. And so we come along with this great sport of scuba diving, get them underwater, and we realize all the things they can do.
It's phenomenal what you see some of our disabled community able to do on trips like this that perhaps they didn't think possible. We didn't think possible at one point, but now we see that, hey, this is something that can be done, and we make it happen.
Recreational scuba diving has been around since the 1950s, and adaptive diving since the early 1980s.
How are your days?
Awesome.
It's only relatively recently that the therapeutic value is being tested.
Since we started doing our adaptive scuba program, we've had a lot of anecdotal comments from our participants that they just feel better when they're diving, that their spasms are less, that their pain is less especially. So we started doing a pilot project in the pool in 2016, and we got really good numbers that there is a benefit to our individuals with spinal cord injuries going underwater and doing scuba.
With or without the research, the numbers seem to be growing. Currently, there are a number of efforts across the country introducing scuba diving to the adaptive community, especially veterans. In the end, scuba diving presents challenges that lead to individual success.
I get to test new skills, I get to practice new skills. I feel free, but I also feel, capable. I can go anywhere any other diver can go. There's no barrier.
Scuba can help those with disabilities share the world equally.
There's a sense of freedom. It doesn't seem as though you're seen as the girl in the wheelchair or the woman in the wheelchair. You're a person before the wheelchair.
And scuba can help us all understand ourselves and each other a little more deeply.
You kind of see yourself a little bit as a turtle, and when you see them above ground, it kind of,
I've never thought of that, but that's true. They're above ground, they're off balance, or they're out of their element, and in the water, they're at home. So yeah, it's kind of like me in a lot of ways. Yeah.